We have some white supremacist violence to report to you guys today. The Daily Mail explains here. A white supremacist was taken into custody on Saturday on suspicion of a triple murder in Washington. Brent Luyster, 35 years old, was arrested on Saturday. A woman drove to a convenience store around 10:30 p.m. on Friday. She had a gunshot wound to the face and couldn't speak, but she told police about a shooting 2 miles away and identified Luyster through a note. Police found 2 men and 1 woman dead in the house just outside Woodland, Washington city limits. Police released photos of Luyster's tattoos. Now, let's go ahead and take a look at that. Wowzers. Now, I should be clear and note that we actually don't even know what it was over. Police say that it appears like he was looking for something in the house where he did the murders. So we genuinely don't know the motive. Like, maybe there's a drug angle to it. Maybe there's, I don't know, some personal dispute over it. I don't know. I don't know exactly what the motive is. But when you look at those fucking tattoos, I every time I see shit like that, I just get overcome with this wave of, how does that still exist? How is that still a thing? Like, who looks at what Adolf Hitler did and they're like, yeah, kind of with it. I think he nailed it. All of those innocent people shoved in gas chambers and starved to death, and just the worst brutality imaginable. I mean, it's hard to imagine human beings getting brainwashed enough to the point where they can do that and not feel some sort of visceral response about how this is immoral and unethical and wrong and we need to stop it. But it happened. And not only did it happen, you still now, decades later, have people look back and they're like, totally. Yeah, I think they had it nailed. And by the way, I mean, you want to talk about an easy ideology to debunk. When you look at Nazism, it's almost like, looking at the fundamentalists in the different religions, whether you're talking about Salafi jihadists or whether you're talking about, the super extreme Christian dominionists. Like, the philosophy is just wrong. Like, we can debunk it. Like, for example, in German mysticism, which was part of the ideology of Nazism, they believed that there was a time when the Aryans ruled the earth, and they were on top of they were the empire. And the Aryans are a race that has blonde hair and blue eyes, and they're all tall and super muscular. Well, scientists have weighed in on this, and they said very simply, that's not a thing. Like, that didn't happen. That's not a thing. Like, the German mysticism is not true. There wasn't a time when all the Aryans were on the top. And they have this ranking of human beings. And obviously at the bottom is the big, bad, evil Jews. You know how they are, those goddamn Jews. So you put the Jews on the bottom. They have this ranking of, hey, these are the races and the ethnicities and the nationalities and how they stack up. And at the top are the great Aryans. They didn't fucking exist. They didn't exist. But their whole philosophy is those people are the best, and we need to go back to that system, and we think that it is scientific to say that they are better people than everybody else and they are superior to everybody else. But then the thing that I always got stuck on is, hold on now, you're saying that these people are superior. How do we judge people? I don't know about you guys, but I judge people based on their actions. You are what you do. So that's how I judge you. So the people who claim to be superior are the ones who are shoving people in gas chambers, committing mass murder, and being the most barbaric savages you could possibly imagine. So if your actions define who you are and you are what you do, bitch, you're not superior. You are inferior. If you're a Nazi, if you're a neo-Nazi and you believe it, you are inferior to people who don't believe your bullshit. Same thing, again, any Salafi jihadist who actually believes that, oh, yes, we're going to kill the infidel. No, you're not better than the so-called infidel and other people. You're worse than them because your ideology is bullshit and savage and barbaric. And what argument do they always make? They try to turn it around on the victims. Say, no, we gotta go after them because they're savages. They're barbarians. That's what they said about Jews. They run the banking system and they've been screwing us over for all these years. And they're the problem. They don't care about anybody else but themselves. So they've been screwing over the good Germanic Aryan people. So we need to attack them. They're so savage and they're so barbaric that we need to commit mass murder against them. No, but then you're the one that's being barbaric and savage. What are you talking about? What are you talking about? We're superior, and I'll prove we're superior by acting in an inferior way and being a barbarian and a savage and murdering you. That doesn't prove you're better than, it proves you're worse than. And these hateful ideologies across the board have to die. They have to die. White supremacy is not true. It's not like, oh, yeah, no, you're better by definition if you're white. Really? I know a lot of fucking dumbass white people. I do. And I know a lot of brilliant black people. Boom! Your ideology is bullshit. What do you mean well, we're just supreme. We're superior. How do you believe that looking through history? Have white people done a lot of great things? Of course they have. But so have black people. And white people have done horrible things too. I mean, what? Are we just going to overlook? Slavery, we got a mulligan. Native American genocide, man, whatever. Segregation, what are you going to do? No, but those are bad things. That's also part of the history. Every race has, there's some good things, some bad things, this and that. But they're only focused on our good shit, only focus on their bad shit, and oh my God, aren't I so brilliant? No, you're not brilliant. You're fucking mind-numbingly stupid. And this shit still exists in 2016. Whether it's the KKK, whether it's neo-Confederates, whether it's neo-Nazis, whether it's Muslim fundamentalism, whether it's Christian fundamentalism, whether it's any of these hateful, disgusting ideologies, they all have to die. And what you all need to know is they're not true, and if you believe them, you really, really look stupid. Like, you don't understand how stupid you look to normal people.